On the second day of January in 1766, the Tigre set sail from Haiti, bound for New Orleans. On board the two-masted wooden ship were 16 passengers. There was Captain Latour, his wife and son, Monsieur Viau, and his good friend Monsieur Desclos, along with a slave and 10 sailors. They embarked in hopes of making a real good profit on their cargo, which I must say at this point took a big part of the vessel to contain. Their journey had been going quite well. The Tigre, a brigantine, cut through the calm water with ease as the weather had been very favorable for the first part of their quest. And it actually had been now 25 days since they had left port, and there was a positive feeling in the air. All those aboard had become secure in knowing that their mission would soon be a success. And with clear skies and calm seas, they sailed on.
The rum will be the first to sell. They love their drink. Next will be the sugar. And we will trade that for gunpowder. And once we get to Haiti, we will be able to sell it for a good price. Spices and sugar and coffee will be unloaded last, but we should make a good profit from them. Some of the cargo will be traded with the local natives, but rest assured, we will not have to deal with them.
I have been told that the natives there stand 7 feet tall. Is that true?
I don't know about their height, but indeed they are much larger than we are.
I would imagine that to survive in such a wild and primitive land, that one would need to be tall and very strong. I have heard stories of a giant beast that roams these lands, wild creatures that hunt at night, that you should never see in the daytime.
And as for the natives, are they just as primitive?
Actually, the Indians have their own culture, but they're not to be trusted. They can be savages when provoked. My advice to you, Monsieur Viau, stay clear of them if at all possible.
I will try and heed your advice.
As you should. My slave has prepared a fine dinner for me. Would you care to join me, Monsieur Viau?
Of course. And you can tell me more about those wild beasts that roam the lands.
Your son has been doing a fine job assisting the crew.
I surprised the other sailors by tying a perfect bowl and knot. Then I showed them what a proper anchor hit should look like. Is it possible I'll also get paid after we finish this voyage?
Now, Louis, I'm sure your pockets will rattle with coins once we return home.
Clouds are gathering west of here. We may be in for some rough water.
Will we be all right?
Of course we will. The Tigre has weathered many a storm. Louis, would you go inform the crew to prepare for high seas?
Right away, Father.
Thank you.
Does it look bad?
Well, it may get rough for a while. If it does, I'd like for you and Louis to stay below, where I know you'll be safe and out of harm's way.
And as the Le Tigre sailed on, the waves started to rise and the wind began to blow fiercely. They had no idea that their ship was in the path of a major storm that had been building strength in the Gulf of Mexico. The captain tried to assure everyone on board that this fine brigantine was capable of sailing through high seas as it had been through many in the past. But few were convinced, especially Monsieur Viau. He suggested that they set course for the closest harbor and tie down until the weather cleared. Monsieur Le Couture refused, not realizing the strength of this massive storm. He ordered his crew to forge ahead, and for many days the ship endured the high seas, but on the 15th of February, things took a turn for the worse.
Captain! The crew is very frightened. I'm afraid we are fighting a gale storm, possibly a hurricane. We must head towards the port.
My crew will be fine. Go back below.
But what about your wife and son? Will they be fine? Will they?
Very well. Inform the crew we'll be changing course. Oh, there is a small settlement just northeast of here called St. Mark's.
How soon can we get there?
Let the crew know that we're changing course.
Captain, we sprung a leak.
The ship is taking on water.
We must make sure the pumps are manned.
But they are. There's just too much water pouring in.
Then we'll have to lighten the load.
We'll have to dump the cargo.
No! No!
Declaw, would you prefer to drown?
Toss the cargo and anything of weight. We must act quickly.
And with the cargo gone, the ship was able to stay afloat at least. And slowly they moved through the high seas trying to reach St. Mark's. The morale of those aboard had become grim as the storm showed no signs of letting up. Would Le Tigre be able to hold together till they reached the land? Or would all be lost at sea? Their voyage had now become a fight for survival.
Do you think we'll be able to reach it land?
It's possible. But these high winds may take us to the bottom of the sea.
Stay close to me, Louis. I bought some biscuits. I needed to know you are all right.
It's not safe out here. You must stay below.
We are fine. I've been taking good care of Mother. What more can I do to help?
Go below.
Monsieur Desclos is very upset. We needed to get away from him for a while. Ah!
What did we hit?
I don't know, but the ship is still moving. Louis, where are you?
We lost the rudder.
Father.
Madame, are you all right?
Yes, but what happened?
We've lost the rudder.
Oh, God.
Oh, without the rudder, we have no control. We can't steer the ship.
More water is coming in.
Oh, please, dear God.
Yes. Pray to God. I'm afraid we're all in his hands now.
What was it that the Le Tigre hit? Some say they ran over an oyster bed. Others believe they encountered a sunken ship hidden just below the surface. Whatever it was, we may never know. The vessel was now at the mercy of the sea. They were unable to steer without a rudder, and the ship lurched violently from side to side as the waves slammed into it. Gale-force winds were driving them toward land, and they all feared they would be smashed against the shoals. Throughout the day and on into the night, the passengers endured their terrible predicament. And then it happened. On the 16th day of February, at 2 a.m., the Le Tigre ran up on a sandbar. They had actually come to rest about 200 feet from shore on the eastern tip of Dog Island. The force of the waves pushed the brigantine onto its side, causing the hull to fill with water. All aboard scrambled to get to the highest point above the water on what was left of their now doomed ship. Totally exhausted and exposed to the full fury of the storm, they held on to whatever they could while the cold, stinging rain pelted them with no mercy. They were so close to shore, but the turbulent sea made it impossible to reach. So, in the darkness, they held on.
It's so cold.
I got you, Mother.
It's so dark. I can't see anything. Will this rain ever end?
One of the sailors has fallen from the ship. This is not looking good.
Oh, Mathieu. Oh, qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire? Oh,
Everybody, this is not the end.
oh.
We shall not let the sea take us. Not this night. Not this night.
Pierre Biot was right. They did survive that wretched night, and by the time daylight had arrived, the rain had stopped and the winds finally began to calm. Three of the sailors had diligently begun trying to loose planks together in hopes of making a raft that could get them safely to shore. Although the weather had started to clear, the water still churned with all of its fury. But they were so desperate to reach land that they launched the makeshift raft anyway into the seas and jumped in after it. And clinging to the planks of wood, they struggled to reach the shore.
They've done it. They're in the water.
The seas are too rough. They'll never make it.
But maybe they will. We have got to have hope. Please, God, protect them.
Someone else has jumped into the water.
It's another sailor trying to reach the raft.
Oh, he's gone under.
There he is.
The water. It's pushing him against the boat.
I can't bear to watch anymore.
I'll try and find a rope.
No, Louis. Don't bother. He's gone.
The other three, they're almost ashore.
They'll make it. They have to.
Almost. Almost. Yes!
Yes! Yes!
Will they come back with us now? Will we be next?
I don't believe they can. It's just too dangerous.
But what will we do?
Yes, Captain. What will we do? No doubt I'm happy for them, but our situation has not changed.
I won't risk any more lives.
Then we will have to wait. We have no other choice.
And as the weary passengers waited for the seas to calm, the three sailors began to investigate the island. They moved slowly because no one had eaten in days and their bodies were weak from exhaustion. The sun was beginning to set now, and the water still churned fiercely. All those aboard were forced to endure another night exposed to the elements while clinging to the crippled vessel. They watched in envy as the sailors slept peacefully on the shore. Yes, the rain had finally stopped, but it was still unbearably cold. And there would be no sleep for them that night. And daylight brought signs of hope as the seas finally calmed and plans could now be made to finally reach the safety of Dog Island.